right now, you can still get a lot of organic traffic from Google if you simply add content to your site on a regular basis that is written in a good way, meaning that when people open it, they actually keep reading and they don't close it right away. And it is relevant to the keywords that you're trying to rank for. Because essentially, Google is trying to evaluate two things about your website. Are you authoritative? And are you relevant to the user's query? Those are the two things it's trying to determine. For how authoritative are you, it uses backlinks from other websites. It uses how long people actually stay when they click on this, meaning that it's probably high quality content, etc. For relevance, it basically tries to match the keywords of the page to the keywords that people search for in both directions, both by analyzing the text and by actually tracking what people click on, because it has all this information because Google owns Chrome. So from all of these things, it's trying to determine whether or not you are the best fit for the user's query. Now, that essentially means if you keep adding content, let's say every couple of days, you add a nice long form article that covers some topic that is relevant to your keywords, Google will see that you have more and more content that is relevant to people. That content will rank higher and higher. When people click on it, they will actually read through instead of just bouncing. And you will have the snowball effect of rising organic traffic from Google over time. Now, of course, what most people do, and the most common error here, is just adding content for content's sake. And even if you read Google's guidelines and you kind of follow all the rules, I don't think that their rules are actually what they check when they try to figure out how to rank your website. What they're trying to give you is advice on how to write well, because ultimately they have the information of how long do people stick around. They don't need to know whether you have H2 headers or not, right? That's just a recommendation. I don't think they check for that stuff, because why would them? All they care about is how long somebody stayed. As long as the answer is people read for more than 2 minutes, chances are you have your headlines in order. You wrote well, right? So that's the one thing that Google actually wants to know about the stuff that is written on your website is, do people stick around after they click on it? Because if they do, then they will come back to Google, because Google delivered good value to them by having your link on top. Well, so this is why Google has these recommendations, right? They probably have data on what works and what doesn't, but you have to consider that reading Google's content recommendation is not different from reading Ramit Sethi's content recommendations, right? You're reading a really good blogger telling you what really good blog posts are. It's not that the recommendations are actually matched by code that is looking for all of these things. At least I assume that's not the case, because there's no reason to do it this way. They have much more important information about your blog post than specifics like how many headers, how many sections, bullet points, no bullet points. They have the information of what people actually did after they arrived at that page. So I assume that information has the highest weight in what they do with it.